Have you ever looked around and thought, what if none of this is real? Not in a philosophical, late-night kind of way. But literally, what if you were the only conscious person on Earth? What if everything else, your friends, your family, the strangers you pass on the street, were just part of a simulation, carefully designed to keep you from realizing the truth? Sounds like a science fiction movie, right? But here's the weird part. There's no way to prove it wrong. Let's break this down. This idea is called solipsism, the belief that only your own mind is certain to exist. Everything else could be fake, or programmed, or dreamed up by you. You've never experienced the world from anyone else's point of view. You've never been inside someone else's head. So how can you be sure they're even real? When you think about it, it's all second-hand. People say things. They react. They laugh. They get angry. But maybe they're just acting. Maybe that's what the simulation wants you to see. And if you were the only real person, then this world, this life, might just be one long test. Maybe you're in a virtual reality experiment. Maybe this is some kind of advanced AI consciousness simulation, and you're the first real spark of thought. Or maybe you're dreaming, and no one has the heart to wake you up. But here's where things get disturbing. Ever notice how people seem to repeat the same small talk? How some conversations feel like déjà vu? How certain coincidences are just a little too convenient? Maybe it's not your imagination. Maybe the simulation is glitching. Or recycling code. Think about those moments when time feels off, like the world is buffering. Or how you suddenly get that eerie sense that someone's watching you. What if that's not paranoia? What if that's the simulation checking in? Now imagine this, you're in a city. Thousands of people around you. Everyone moving, talking, living. But deep down, you feel alone. Like you're the only one really thinking. It's not depression. It's not anxiety. It's the quiet suspicion that none of this is real. And the scariest part? You might be right. Now let's say, for a second, that you are the only real person. What should you do? Would you live differently? Would you chase your dreams more aggressively, knowing none of the rules really matter? Would you be more kind, or less, if everyone else was just code? Would you try to break the simulation? Would you test the limits? Would you scream into the sky and see what happens? Because if the world is a stage, and you're the only real actor, then what's your next move? Or maybe, just maybe, this is the test. Maybe you're supposed to believe everyone's real, and love them anyway. Maybe that's the point. That in a world where you might be alone, you still choose connection. You still choose kindness. You still search for meaning. Even if you'll never know for sure. And if you've made it this far, ask yourself, why are you here? What made you click this video? What made you need to know the truth? Because deep down, you already feel it, don't you? Something isn't right. Something is off. And maybe, just maybe, this video is the sign you were looking for. If that hit you harder than expected, you're not alone. Or maybe, you are. But either way, this is the kind of question we ask all the time on this channel. Here at Quicklet, we dive into the weird, the mind-blowing, and the stuff you can't stop thinking about. So if you're ready to question everything, from reality to human behavior to the meaning of life itself, subscribe now. Because whether this world is real or not, your curiosity definitely is.